Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna and I have been a full-time reseller for almost 3 years now. Today I want to talk about those things that you don't really need, you don't have to have, and you don't need to listen to in order to run a successful reselling business. You know what, we're just going to jump in. Do you need fancy packaging? Do you need the cute little poly mailers? Do you need brand new boxes? Do you need tissue and ribbons and extra little gifts? No, absolutely not. You do not need any of those things. The only thing you need with your packaging is packaging that is appropriate so that the item gets to your buyer safely. So if you're going to package a wine glass, you're going to need a box and other things to do that safely. If you choose to use a little bit of zuzu, some tissue or whatever, that's totally up to you because it is nice to get a nicely wrapped package. But again, that's up to you. It's a choice you make. You don't need fancy packaging. Do you need daily sales? This is one, I have to say, this is something that kind of burns my butt a bit. It is this perception of, oh, I have daily sales, I have to be successful then. And really and truly, if seller A has daily sales, they get one sale a day, so they have daily sales. But seller B has 20 sales that week, who's better off? So really, the daily sales is a little bit misleading. So you don't need daily sales. You need sales, obviously. I focus on weekly and monthly as opposed to daily because I know that I'm going to have a day where there's nothing going on, and that's okay as long as there's not too many of them in a row. That is my thoughts on daily sales and that whole mindset that some people have. Do you need a ton of social media followers? No. In order to run a successful business, no, you do not. You don't even need to be on Instagram or TikTok. That sort of bonus, to say it nicely, or it's kind of fluff if I don't want to be nice about it. Having followers can be helpful if you reach a certain level, and that will translate into sales from your closet or your eBay store. Absolutely. But for me, I don't have that following yet, and that's fine. I focus on the actual platform and what I'm selling. And I use Instagram as part of my community so that I can learn some more things. I do promote my YouTube on my Instagram, things like that. But it's not necessary for your reselling business. Do you need bolos? Bolos, be on the lookout. Bolos are interesting because they come and go. I'm sure there are a few items or brands that are bolos all the time, or they're consistently a bolo item. You don't need them in order to run a successful business because there's a lot of other brands out there that do sell regularly for a good enough price. Bolos are brands that tend to sell really fast for a significant amount of profit. And if you can find one, kudos, that's amazing, but you don't need them in order to have a reselling business. On the same note, and it kind of goes into my next, what you don't need, is if you yourself have found a bolo, like you've discovered one, you've done research, you find this brand, you have access to this brand, and you notice that it sells like that, it sells really well for you, don't share it. Keep it to yourself or share it with very few people. Leave it just for you. Otherwise, the market could become oversaturated and you've just lost a great chunk of your business because that bolo is no longer a bolo. So with that being said, it kind of leads me into the next. Do you need to be totally transparent? No. Where this idea came from, I don't know. And just because I'm on YouTube does not mean that I need to be totally 100% transparent with my business, with anybody, period. I will never lie. I am an honest person, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be sharing every last little bit detail of my business with the YouTube world or the Instagram world or anything. There's only 3 people, in this world that know the nitty gritty of my business. And one is me, and one is my partner, and one is our accountant. And I guess maybe you could probably, count tax people because they're going to know too. But that's it. And those are the only people that deserve total transparency. Now, if you're going to ask me a question, I will try my best to answer it the best that I can. I won't answer some questions, and I'll just be honest with you that I will say, no, I'm not comfortable sharing that information. You don't need to know the last little tiny itty bitty bit of anybody's business. I mean, I don't understand it myself. When people share their sales on Instagram, I'm like, okay, why are you doing that? Like, what is the purpose of that? I mean, maybe somebody in the comments can give me another perspective of that, because it's something that actually really turns me off when people share their sales. You know the screen that you get, your closet insights, and they share that? Something I don't like. So somebody give me another perspective just so maybe I can broaden my mind there. Anyway, what is another thing? People who say, do it this way. This is the only way. Don't listen to that, because there are many, many different business models out there. For you, you need to know what you want out of your business. You need to know how much time you have in order to commit to your business. And you need to know what you have access to in your area. Otherwise, you're not going to... I got totally distracted because Paul walked by, but that's okay. There are lots of different business models. You want to know what you want out of your business. You need to know how much time you have to commit, and you need to know what you have access to in order to get that decision of what type of business you want. You want to know how much you want to make. You want to know how much time that you have in order to make it, and you want to know what you can get in order to sell to make that money. And only you can tell yourself that. So these people that say, do it this way, might not be for you, because there's lots of different ways of doing this business, a lot of right ways to do this business. And that's all I have to say today. I've had one of those days. My Poshmark closet is messed up right now. I can't share half of my inventory. It's like they disappear when I go to share or I go to filter. It's been crazy, and I've been back and forth with Poshmark all day. And I tried to share on my laptop, and it took forever. And even though I could share the items on my laptop, they still weren't showing up in the app when I went to filter. So it's been crazy. It's been a crazy freaking day. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Thanks for joining me. Give me a thumbs up. Think about subscribing. I do have a haul getting ready to be uploaded for you for when I went away. I was a very good reseller when I went away. I did not buy a lot, but I want to share it with you. And that's it for this week. I hope everybody has a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.